The first time I ever played Palworld, there was plenty of pals that I really liked the design of in one way or another. But the moment I first came across Mossanda Lux, I immediately thought, what is this beautiful creature and how can I make it my friend right now? And ever since, I've absolutely loved this pal for a wide variety of reasons. That's why today I'm going to show you all how to upgrade this tubby tasing teddy bear. I know it's technically a panda, but just work with me here. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Speakerhead, and today I'm going to be showing you how to upgrade Mossanda Lux. But before we get into the video, just a friendly reminder that if you enjoy any of the music you hear during this video or just want to support the channel in general, it's all part of my DMCA free music label, Speakerhead Studios. This is a music label I created and run where all the songs on it are completely DMCA free, so go ahead and use any of these tracks for your content creating needs. We currently have over 70 songs available with more added frequently, so if you're interested in checking that out, all the links will be in the description below. But with all that out of the way, let's get back to the guide. So before we go over any upgrades for Mossanda Lux, we need to talk about some of the basics of them first. Mossanda Lux is a pure electric type pal that can only be found as a level 31 boss towards the southern side of the eastern wild island. Other than that, the only way to get this pal is by breeding a Mossanda and a Grizzbolt together. Moving on to their partner skill now, once you unlock their saddle at level 26, they can be used as a ground mount along with gaining access to their grenade launcher ability while mounted, which is one of the many reasons why I love this pal. I'll also mention that for some reason Mossanda and Mossanda Lux are able to float when they jump, similar to the gravity belt. It really doesn't mention why this is the case anywhere in the pal's info pages, so I don't know why this is a thing, but I thought I would mention it since honestly it's just an extra little quirky thing about this goofy pal that I love. As for exclusive skills now, Mossanda Lux is going to have one exclusive active skill, which is Blast Punch. Finally, when it comes to their base skills, Mossanda is going to be a level 3 in transportation, along with being a level 2 in handiwork, lumbering, and generating electricity, so they're a great pal to have working at your base as well. But with all the basics of Mossanda Lux out of the way, let's actually start upgrading them. Now the first way to upgrade Mossanda Lux is by breeding one for good passive skills. So while I could see a few different combinations of passive skills working well with Mossanda Lux, the combination I decided to give mine for combat was Legend, Demon God, Eternal Flame, and Vampiric. Now for those who might not be aware, Eternal Flame is a passive skill that can only be naturally found on Blazemutt Ryu, which can only be obtained after defeating the raid boss version of this pal. And with it giving a 30% attack boost to both fire and electric type moves, it's a pretty great skill to have on many pals. Also, to help you get Eternal Flame along with Legend onto your Mossanda Lux, here's a breeding tree that shows you how to pass these skills onto them. But getting back to the passive skill combination I mentioned, these skills will give Mossanda Lux a 50% attack boost, a 25% defense boost, an additional 30% attack boost to both fire and electric type moves, and finally a lifesteal effect thanks to Vampiric. I will mention that if you want to give Mossanda Lux more power, then you could replace Vampiric with skills such as Musclehead, Ferocious, or Lord of Lightning. And if you want to give their active skills more cooldown, then you could replace Vampiric or possibly even Eternal Flame with Serenity for a 30% cooldown. Finally, I'll mention that if you want to use Mossanda Lux as a mount to get around the map, then you could replace Eternal Flame and Vampiric with Swift and Eternal Engine for more movement speed and stamina. Now for the sake of this video, I'll be sticking with the first set of skills that I mentioned. However, a combination of any of the previously mentioned skills work great with Mossanda Lux. But once you've got a Mossanda Lux with the passive skills you prefer, the next way to upgrade them is in a pal condenser. Any pal can have their partner skill along with their general stats upgraded in a pal condenser. On top of this, once a pal is fully upgraded in a condenser, all of their base skills will level up by 1 as well, which can be pretty helpful. Every pal will start with a level 1 partner skill, and with a total of 117 pals, you can upgrade a pal 4 times in a condenser, with level 2 needing 4 pals, level 3 needing 16 pals, level 4 needing 32 pals, and level 5 needing 64 pals. Now, assuming it took you a few attempts to get a Mossanda Lux with the passive skills you prefer, you should have enough spare pals to upgrade them at least a couple of times. But once you're done upgrading your Mossanda Lux in a pal condenser, the next way to upgrade them is by using a Statue of Power. With a total of 30 small pal souls, 18 medium pal souls, 18 large pal souls, and 90 giant pal souls, you can give any pal a 60% boost in attack, defense, and health. And to help you get the first 3 types of pal souls, here's a list of every pal in the game that drops these types of souls. And to help you get giant pal souls, here's a map of every predator pal in the game that drops these types of souls. Finally, if you want to farm all 4 types of pal souls, you can do the pal genetic research mission in the pal expedition station to farm all these. Now once you've finished upgrading your Mossanda Lux and a Statue of Power, the next step to upgrading them is by hitting that subscribe button and liking the video. Doing both these things will give you and your pal an 100% boost in being awesome, plus it helps support the channel, so if you enjoy this sort of content and want to see more of it, make sure to subscribe. But the actual next way to upgrade Mossanda Lux is by increasing their hidden potential stats. While using ability glasses unlocked at level 34, you can see the hidden potential stats of any pal. By feeding your pal one of 3 types of pal fruits, you can upgrade these stats with each fruit increasing 1 stat by 10. And to get these pal fruits, you can do that in a few different ways. The first way to get them is by defeating either the Belnor Libro, Blazemut Ryu, or Xenolord raid bosses. The next way to get pal fruits is by buying them from a metal merchant located at any destroyed church on the map using dog coins. And the last way you can get them is by turning in bounty tokens to a vigilante bounty officer found at any village on the map. For bounty tokens, you can get these by finding and defeating wanted NPCs across the map. I've also found the best way to farm these tokens is by catching the wanted NPCs in high tier spheres and butchering them to gain double the amount of tokens. But going back to metal merchants and dog coins, a tip I always like to give is to use a Catress while hunting Mimogs to get more dog coins. While fighting together, their partner skill makes neutral pals drop more items when defeated, which works on Mimogs and dog coins. Also remember to upgrade your Catress and a pal condenser to further increase the amount of dog coins Mimogs drop. Finally, I will mention that there's one last way to increase a pal's hidden potential stats, and that's by using Dr. Braun. This is a new NPC that was added during the Faybreak update that can be found randomly anywhere on the map. But these special NPCs allow you to operate on 1 pal per day, which can increase the hidden potential stats of said pal by 15. They also have a chance of giving your pal a new positive passive skill as well. Now while this might sound like a great way to upgrade a pal, I should also mention that there's a chance of the operation going wrong and decreasing a pal's stats by 15 or possibly even 30, which could be a major setback. And just like a good operation, a bad operation has a chance of giving a pal a negative passive skill as well. So it's a bit of a gamble, but I did want to mention this since I'm sure some people will find this helpful. But regardless of which method you decide to go with, you want to upgrade Mossanda Lux's hidden stats until all of them are at 100. So once you've got a Mossanda Lux with fully upgraded hidden potential stats, these are currently all the permanent upgrades you can do to them. That being said, there still are a few temporary upgrades you can do to Mossanda Lux, and the first of these with food. Depending what food you or your pal eats, they can grant a wide variety of benefits such as attack boosts, defense boosts, work speed boosts, along with many others. For combat purposes, I personally go with Mammoth Curry and Galeclaw Nikujaga. However, I highly recommend looking through all the different food options you can craft to see which ones might work best for you. So the second way you can temporarily upgrade Mossanda Lux is by taking advantage of Sparket's partner skill. While in your party, their partner skill will give an attack boost to electric type pals also in your party. With a level 1 partner skill, they'll grant a 10% attack boost. However, with the level 5 partner skill, they'll grant a 20% attack boost. So if you had 4 Sparkets in your party with fully upgraded partner skills alongside your Mossanda Lux, then they'd gain an additional 80% attack boost. Now the very last way you can temporarily upgrade Mossanda Lux is by doing upgrades in the PAL Labor Research Laboratory. What this structure does is it'll give passive boosts to your base and the PALs working at your base depending on which paths you upgrade. There are 9 different categories you can upgrade, with each one having their own unique benefits. That being said, if you were to upgrade the far right path on all 9 categories, then you can give the PALs working at your base an 18% boost in attack and defense. Just keep in mind that these upgrades will only work with PALs working at your base. But with that last upgrade out of the way, these are currently all the upgrades you can do to Mossanda Lux at this time. So if you upgraded your PAL the same way as I did in this video, not including upgrades from the PAL Labor Research Laboratory, then their stats should generally look like these. Now instead of just showing a bunch of numbers on screen, I want to see how strong Mossanda Lux really is, so we're going to have them do a quick fight against Say and Selyne to test them out. Also, for those that are curious, these are the active skills that my PAL will be using during this fight. But without further ado, let the fight against Say and Selyne begin. Alright Mossanda Lux, you beautiful chubby boy, let's show everybody what you can do. Good damage, good damage. We bring them boom! Just tasing all up in the air and whatnot. Ooh, that was a lot of damage. Yikes, that was a good amount of damage. Hate to see that. Alright, so normally I don't like to actually get involved for these fights, but I am going to hop on Mossanda Lux here just in a moment, just so we can use the grenade launcher ability. Get 'em. Alrighty, take back over Mossanda Lux. Good damage. Laser back though. Alrighty, Mossanda Lux, you just need to do a couple more good hits and then you should be done. Come on, one more good hit. Oh, so close. Come on, Mossanda Lux, you got this. I believe in you. Get him through the pole. Let's go. Victory. Buddy, he's dead. It's okay. I promise you got him. Nice job, Mossanda Lux, you chubby boy. So with that battle concluded, I hope this shows just how powerful Mossanda Lux can be. But that's going to be my upgrade guide on Mossanda Lux. Let me know what you think down below. Let me know if you found this video helpful, and also let me know which pals you'd like to see me upgrade in the future. Finally, once again, if you enjoyed any of the music you heard during this video or just want to support the channel in general, you can check out my DMCA free music label in the links down below. But that's all I have to say for now, so thank you all so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it, and I'll catch all y'all in the next one. Take it easy, everybody.